Hi, good morning, Setu. Welcome back to Talk to Coach podcast.
Good morning, Bhumika.
Our last episode had a great review. People loved it, and looking forward to talk to you about mental wellness more in this episode.
Yeah, sure.
Last time we spoke a lot about mental wellness. To continue with, my today's first question would be: our fast-paced world can lead to stress and burnout. How does this impact mental wellness, and what can our listeners do to find a sense of balance amid the hustle and bustle?
I know that it is very stressful to work these days because we have a very typical corporate environment wherein we are expected to do a lot of things. Even after work hours, we are supposed to support. So I know it creates a lot of imbalance and it disturbs our inner harmony.
Yeah,
So to do that, to control that stress and burnout situation, it is very important that we do something for ourselves. Okay.
correct.
And when I say to do something for ourselves is following on a hobby, learning a new skill, maybe, playing some music, singing, playing some instrument. If you are fond of playing games, you can also play games. So this is how we can, keep our inner harmony in sync with the kind of life which we are living. Because if we keep working for a certain number of hours, 9 hours, 10 hours in a day, and then we do not spend or keep any time for ourselves, over a period of time, there is a message which goes to our mind that we are just a working slave, nothing else. So the things which makes you happy as a person, like spending time with family, going out, meeting friends, that is also important. But you should also definitely keep a hobby so that it really calms down your stress levels and it will save you from burnout. And second thing would be that we should keep some time for our physical fitness as well. So when we exercise, it it reduces the stress and it secretes happiness hormones. So that is why I would say it would be physical exercises and keeping at least some hobby as a part of your day.
Yeah, so people are too mechanical. They're just working, working, making money, working, not doing, not giving enough time for their self, and self-love is something that people are lacking, and people are not de-stressing themselves properly is
Correct.
what you're telling, right? So
Correct.
and also transition to adulthood comes with its own set of mental health challenges. What are some of these challenges, and how can young adults prioritize their well-being during these transitional phases? We are talking about adults who are working already, who are in that transition phase of career and all of that. And we also have a lot of parents out there who are listening to our podcast, and teenage parents have a lot in their plate already. They don't know how to handle with that transition of adulthood and all of that things. So what do you have to tell about that?
So before I could suggest anything to the young people, I would like to tell something to their parents. So the first thing which I want to emphasize on, that a child's brain is at the maximum development capability during the age from 0 to 7. Okay. At this
Mhm.
part, the child really learns a maximum of the things, and the kind of beliefs they have are generally developed during this age. Okay, so this age is really critical when their parents, if they want to inculcate certain type of good habits, beliefs, and everything in their child, they have to demonstrate it in front of the kids,
Mhm.
because until and unless they demonstrate it, kid would not understand it. So saying something that you should be morally strong, you should not speak lie, you should not steal, or you should be behaving in certain way. And if parents are not following it themselves, in that case child's brain gets into a little confusing state. Okay, this is what they are telling to me, but something opposite is what they are doing. So you do as you say. Okay, so that is the kind of mantra which every parent should have. Walk the talk. Okay, so whatever they are saying, they should actually demonstrate it in front of children. This is first. Second, after the age of 7, when kids really kind of become independent, they are able to do their small course, and they are able to do many things right on their own. So they have to be strict with them, but at the same time they have to again don't have to be very very idealistic in terms of, for example, you have to behave in a good way with everybody. कोई बड़ा आपको कुछ कह रहा है, you have to be quiet, आगे से जवाब नहीं देना है, and all those things. So if they are raised in a certain way and then kids see other people behaving in a very rude and bad manner to them, in that case their mind again gets confused that I was being told something, but other people are not following it. Yes. Right? So instead of telling the child to be in an ideal world which is not existing,
Yes, yeah.
I think we should prepare our children to be in a realistic world, but at the same time having good moral values. Okay, they have to be. They don't have to be negative about anything or over optimistic about anything, but they have to be assertive. Okay, they should know what they want in life, and that can only happen when their parents don't impose their dreams on the children, saying you have to become a doctor, you have to become an engineer, see your cousin is studying so well, see your friend is getting so good marks. So that pressure, if is taken away from the child, in that case I think they would be able to be aligned with their interest areas in a better way.
Right.
So first duty lies with the parent, that you bring up your child in a certain way, that where they don't get confused about what they are being told and what the rest of the world is doing. And second thing, if your child is in sync with okay, this is what is correct and this is what I want, in that case they should get the freedom to choose whatever is their bigger purpose, right?
Yeah.
And that will really help people to be less confused and less cluttered in their own self. Because look at our generation, we all were raised for a different world, and now we are living in a completely different world.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is my mantra, that first you identify what do you want, what synchronize with your most inner core value, and then you lead your life that way.
Right. Yeah, and I have seen kids are being very convenient nowadays. They're just manipulating their parents and all of that. That is because their parents have manipulated them in their childhood, and they have learned from that, or manipulated each other. Mom might have manipulated her dad, or so vice versa. They have seen that, and that is how they are tricking their parents now. So
Yeah, see, I mean, parents are all the time looking at their mobiles, and they are like asking children not to look at the mobile phones. It is not good for you. Then child will think, okay, I will not look at it, but then you are continuously looking at it. So there is a discrepancy happening in their mind. Arey, ye kya ho raha hai?
yeah.
So they will definitely not listen to you.
Right, right. So, work-related stress can significantly impact on your mental health. Can you discuss the effects of workplace stress and offer advice on how to create a healthier work-life balance?
Yes. So to create healthier work-life balance is something which is difficult to attain, but not impossible, because everybody wants a promotion. Everybody wants to excel in their work life, but a competition is going on. But if you define the lines that what you are convinced to do, and this is what I am going to do, people will believe your honesty, is the first thing. Okay. So if I aim for certain position, let's say in the organization, and I'm working hard towards it, but over a period of time I see some other people are also aiming for the same position, and they are, adopting some stupid tricks to get ahead, uh, and then obviously it will, if it impacts the decision making people, then it will create stress for me. But if I don't want to be a part of that politics, I have to define a line. Okay, this is something I'm okay to do. This is something I'm not okay to do. Otherwise, maybe we get to that position, but it will eventually create stress within our life, because we are setting up an expectation line, or we are setting up a benchmark. Okay, this person is okay doing this. So every time the other person or leadership will ask you to do those things which you are not convinced to do. So stop doing it at the very first place. Okay, this will reduce a lot of stress. Second, you have to be feeling content within yourself. If you don't feel content within yourself, that creates a lot of fear, anxiety, that within the organization, maybe I will lack this, or I will not get good money, I'll not get this position, and so on. So this will impact you negatively. So to take it to the right direction, define your boundaries. That will settle down your stress. And if you are a kind of person who likes to spend time with family, in that case your priority would shift from a super career oriented person from to a balanced person, and you should be okay with that.
Right.
Because
So,
wherever your focus goes, your energy flows. Okay. If you're totally focused on work, your energy will go towards that. You will have no time for family, or for your hobbies, interest, whatever is your second priority.
right. So what you're trying to tell is focus on self-growth. You have to see the growth in your own self rather than comparing it with others.
Yes, yes.
Okay, very, very rightly said, Setu. My next question would be chronic loneliness has serious consequences for mental health. What are the signs and effects of loneliness? And what strategies can listeners use to combat these feelings of isolation?
Loneliness is something which has different meanings to everyone. Okay, some
Yeah.
people, even being in a group, or when they are sitting with family, even they start feeling lonely. And some people, when they are not around people, they feel lonely. Okay, so first we have to define that why are we feeling lonely? Because maximum time what happens, if we are not clear with what we want in life, it brings a lot of loneliness. Okay, I'll give you my example. I am a single child, and I always used to think that I should have brothers and sisters. I don't have, and I don't have people to talk to. I am unable to share my things with my brothers and sisters. So I am kind of lonely. What will happen to me once my parents will be gone? Those kind of feelings used to puzzle me a lot, and I used to feel very fearful. And I used to think that when my parents will not be with me, let me also die. So that was the kind of depression I was into, because I'm too attached to my parents. So we are like a very closely bonded three people, my father, mother, and me. But eventually I have to accept and come to the terms of understanding this, that life goes on with or without people. So we have to find our life purpose, so that it keeps us running. It gives you a purpose of waking up in the morning. Yeah. So earlier, I was totally looking at the negative side. Okay, I don't have anybody. I don't have people around me. whom will I go to? But there was never an instance in my life when I was sad or upset and I had nobody around me. I had friends, I had cousins, I had some other people, neighbors, everybody. We just have to look that the kind of people around, and we can find our happiness and comfort in them as well. Because a lot of times in many families I have seen, even if people have brothers and sisters, they are not connected to them
Yeah.
emotionally. Okay. So emotion is a feeling, and this can be found in anyone in your life, not necessarily the blood relations.
Correct.
So loneliness is something which we can definitely fight with, because it is not something which we cannot cure. We just have to open our eyes and look around and refer the past instances when you are lonely, and who were the people around you to whom you connected with. And those people will always change. One person will not be with you for your entire life. There will be different set of people in the different stages of your life. So
Correct.
there is no need to be lonely.
Right. Right. I think the sooner you understand, the better is what I feel when it comes to loneliness.
Yes.
You have to understand why you are lonely, and you have to understand the root cause, seek for help if at all you're feeling lonely.
Yes.
That is when you can combat it. Yeah. Um, so cultural factors can shape how we perceive mental health. Could you tell me what are the factors that uh, matters here, and also when you see that we are not open to talk about mental health issues, especially in India, they don't talk about mental health issues. And while I was talking to my friend, uh, though that person has a lot of mental health issue, that person is getting married. So
Yeah.
you can't just say that he can't just say that I'm in depression, and he can't just go and get married, because people will talk about his mental health, saying that maybe I can't give my daughter to a mentally sick, ill person. Or, or there are a lot of things that people come up with when they hear about depression, anxiety, and a lot of mental health issues. Now, what I see is they just say you're just making up things. You really don't have depression. And people are just, you know, equating sadness to depression.
Yeah.
They just don't, they feel sadness and depression are synonyms, which is not. And even anxiety, panic attacks, people don't understand. If someone is getting a panic attack, they don't get it. They just say he or she is just scared. He or she is just, uh, doing some drama, or just to get away with it. So again, people are not okay to accept that even we can have these sort of diseases or illness, like we have physical fractures or cancer or heart attack. So mental illness is also a bigger thing. And in from the research, we have got to know that it will be the main cause of death or suicide in the upcoming years. So what do you have to tell about it?
Bhumika, you very rightly mentioned that in Indian society and culture, people have this habit कि हर चीज का solution शादी है. शादी से हैप्पी नहीं है, बच्चा है. बच्चे पहले बच्चे से हैप्पी नहीं है, दूसरा बच्चा है. You know, so that is the kind of mentality we have seen around. हम इनके बीच में बड़े हुए हैं, right? But when we talk about some sort of mental health issues, most of the time there is a deep seated reason for it. Okay, somebody is not just depressed like that. So all the fears of a human being, derives with only two basic reasons. One, I am not loved, and second, I am not good enough. Okay, so when you see people who are not good in studies or struggling to get a very good, and they're still not able to do, and they are in depression, so most of the time people are judging themselves, or they have a fear of judgment from the society, that this person is not capable enough, this person is not good enough so that he can study well, get good marks, or get a good job. Or the second reason is, when somebody is sad even around people, he or she could have this feeling that I am not loved enough. So every emotion in this world originates from these two reasons only. So we have to find out that what is the core reason. Let me give you an example. So let's say a person who is working a corporate job, okay, and in job, that person is working fine, but every time whenever there is a situation that he or she has to present himself or herself at a bigger forum, this person gets scared. Whenever there is a promotion coming up, or an award time is there, this person thinks, okay, I may not get the award, I may not get the promotion, even if that person has worked equally hard for that particular role or for that reward or award. Okay, now the deep seated reason could be that that person, while uh, he was in younger age, that person was compared a lot with others people, saying that you are not studying hard enough, you are not listening to parents, you are not doing this thing good. If you got 6 marks, why haven't you got an 8? If you got an 8, why haven't you got 10? And so on. So every time that person was uh, told subconsciously that you have not performed up to a certain mark. Okay, now this became a pattern for that person, and because of this comparison, that person eventually starts self-sabotaging themselves.
Right. Right.
And this creates a lot of judgment within yourself. So even if your parents have stopped comparing yourself, you have started comparing yourself from with the other people.
Yeah.
Okay, because सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग, that is something which drives our society. So this thing has to go away. Okay, and every change takes one person. Okay, if we change, if we stop passing this certain pattern or trauma to the upcoming generation,
Yeah.
probably we will make life much better.
Yes. Yes. Very rightly told, Setu. It was a great session with you. I loved it. Let's do more of this. We will meet in our
Yeah,
next topic. We'll meet soon. Thank you so
sure.
much.
Thank you.